Boom shakalaka, what is going on, everybody? Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about this critical point we're at in Bitcoin's price, where Bitcoin could either head up to $15,000 or down to $4,000, and why it is so important. So if you want to find out why, stay tuned for today's episode. All right, guys, now there's a lot of things going on the Bitcoin charts. I'm just going to look at the weekly chart because this one's giving away a lot of information. I'm going to share it all with you. So to begin with, we have these two major trend channels that Bitcoin is in, okay? The one that I've been talking about for a while, as a matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, I made a video where I said Bitcoin has repeated itself for the first time since December of 2018, I think that was. And guess what, right? I was predicting in that video that Bitcoin price would break upward, and guess what? Bitcoin price has broken upward. Now, what was that thing that repeated itself? Well, it was a first green weekly candle after a series of 6 red candles. That was the first time that happened since right here back in December of 2018. Now, I guess based on that and based on the assumption that potentially this could be the bottom and we might find the bottom of a trend right there, and this would be the top of the trend, that based on that we were nearing the bottom of the trend, price reversal heading back up towards the top of that trend line, which would be around $15,000. But guess what? There's another trend going on here. And as a matter of fact, we are right in the convergence of it, the little wedge right there. But this downtrend that started back in June of 2019 with the peak there, well, the downtrend is heading down. And guess what? We are right at the point there, right in this wedge, where sometime between now and March, we're going to see a breakout either up or down, and that'll tell us definitively whether we're heading up towards 15,000 or whether we're heading down towards 4,000. Now, why 4,000? There's been a lot of predictions about 4,000. First off is just some stuff about how prior to halvings, Bitcoin generally sees about a 27% decrease over the past 2 halvings since the relative all-time high. So this high, $8,500, 27% decrease, would put it down to $6,390. However, there was another thing which not only the halvings, but also there was another thing, which was another 25%. If both of those happen, that would be bad because that could bring us down to 50%, which would be $4,300. But at the moment, I don't remember what the other thing is. Now, there's something else to look for. Actually, 2 other things to look for on this chart. So this yellow line right here, this is the 20 weekly moving average. So if we take a look at it, the past 2 times we have crossed it to the positive and to the negative. If we take a look 2 times ago when we crossed to the positive, that signaled the 2017 bull run. And then when the bear run started, we broke back through it and it formed resistance all the way until we broke through it again in March of 2019. Okay, again, another bull run all the way up, Bitcoin 5x until we broke through it again back in September. And then looks like we are breaking through it right now. You can zoom in, we are right there. It is forming a little bit of resistance, but if we can close above there, that might be some good things, good news for Bitcoin. Okay, but that's not all, folks, because we have here this thing I keep talking about all the time, the tangent to the line. Back some calculus, I think that was calculus where we learned it. I don't remember. All of math blends together nowadays. Whole bunch of stuff that I learned that I never actually use anymore. But anyways, whoops. Here we go. So it won't let me. Okay, there we go. So tangent to the line is a great turning point based on the weekly MACD. Why? Because if we take a look at this, the first tangent to the line was right here at $13,000. We look for the next bottom. Well, if you would have sold there, bought here, you would buy back in, right at around $7,000. Guess what? You would own twice as much Bitcoin. And same thing over and over again there. But I trade on the daily MACD because I only have to make a few trades a month. Best MACD to trade on, 2-hour MACD so far. But, you know, those are things to look at. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin price. But there's other stuff going on in the markets. Willy Woo, who is my favorite, I always look to him for all these awesome charts and stuff. I mean, he is such a cool guy. I wish I could learn from him. He recently tweeted, using on-chain investor activity, which gives a read of where this may go, Litecoin is already very bullish while Bitcoin is still consolidating around an early bullish swing. So he's looking at on-chain investor activity. Here's Bitcoin and here's Litecoin. Okay, as you can see, this gray line is kind of difficult to see. We'll try zooming in a whole bunch. Maybe you can see some more. This gray line, okay, on Litecoin already popping up, on Bitcoin not yet. But what he means here is that in a nutshell, I'm expecting a bullish run in Bitcoin led by Litecoin as a confirmation signal. So he thinks that this increase in Litecoin and on-chain investor activity is a signal of where Bitcoin may go. Okay. Not only that, but also Bloomberg in their crypto outlook, January 2020 edition, they're saying Bitcoin 2020 growth on fixed supply, more adoption. So they say that the fact that a store of value asset with a fixed supply and increasing adoption is more likely to appreciate in price will keep Bitcoin supported in 2020 in our view. Bloomberg thinks Bitcoin is going to go up in 2020. But that's not even all. BitPay exec Michael Levere, no, that's who published the article, sorry. BitPay exec Sunny Singh, he predicts that an unforeseen event will take Bitcoin's price above $20,000 in 2020. He points to looming global economic instability as potential catalyst for the price of Bitcoin. So, I mean, this makes sense. We've seen a lot of places where they have economic unrest, political unrest, like Venezuela, like Zimbabwe, like South Korea, even though they're fine there, but North Korea is not too hot. Well, all of those places, Bitcoin price soars. So potentially, because of all this crazy shit happening in the world, we might see Bitcoin price soar. So all of those things are looking good for Bitcoin. Me personally, what am I going to be looking at? I'm going to be looking right here. Let's see if I can draw. Okay, right in this area. Okay, this notch right here. This is important for me to look because this will kind of give an evidence as to whether Bitcoin is going up or whether Bitcoin is going down. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. Also taking a look for the MACD, but I'm going to say the weekly MACD looks good. This for me is a buy signal. Obviously not financial advice. You do you, but you know, you do you, bro. Whatever. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give it a like. And also check out the Monarch wallet. Hold Bitcoin and 3,000 other cryptocurrencies in there. Earn up to 10% yearly interest in there on your cryptos while holding them safely and securely. Thank you for watching. Catch you later. Love you all. Peace.